Hello, welcome to AOS Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. This is Age of Sigmar Stat Center. Apologize, we haven't done this for a couple of weeks. We've had some very busy things happening here at the TSN Arena. We'll be back and we'll be covering every Age of Sigmar event that we've missed, and we'll be covering all the future ones, obviously leading up to the exciting launch of Age of Sigmar 4 and Age of Sigmar World Team Championships, which will also be a big deal using 3rd edition. I probably should shout out at the start and just say thanks to Warhammer Rob for doing all the stats, and we do have some updated stats on the Honest Wargamer website that you can go check out, which has got all of the current stats for Age of Sigmar 3, which is there's some really good details in there, and I'll be making another video on. I should also point out as well, I think, because this is pretty good, that I've had some hot information from Rob in the chat, that we have roughly about 36 players at an average GT around the world. Don't forget, Age of Sigmar 3 has seen exponential growth over its 3-year course. It's massive. It was getting bigger. Obviously, it started small with Age of Sigmar 0, but got bigger in 1, bigger in 2. Age of Sigmar 3 has seen absolutely huge growth, and I expect to see that carry through for Age of Sigmar 4. But it definitely feels like these smaller, more bespoke events, like 36-player GTs, is definitely the more consistent sweet spot for events. So if you are hosting events and you only got 12, 18 people, that's a pretty good sized event. Don't feel like you have to go to these super majors where you're all packed in like animals. So that's a pretty good number, and also means that you could run your own little events, which is really cute as well. Like the Fisters of York are running an event sometime soon. I think it's in October in York, which is a beautiful city if you've never been, and that's going to be a small little affair. But they're new fellows on the scene, and they're trying to build up a new event and like make it big but not too big. And I think that's great. So huge growth. Loads of events. Right, we're going to be looking at loads of events this weekend. We're going to be looking at, I think, 9 countries with 400 players, which is pretty cool. So let's get straight into it. The first event that we're going to look at, well, actually, the first event I'd love to look at is Force à Lyon for AIM edition from France with 50 players, but they're using Tawny Keeper for some reason. Listen, France, don't make me come over there. Right, they're using Tawny Keeper and it sucks. It looks terrible, and I can't see where the lists are, so don't do that anymore. But congratulations to Luke Rage for winning the event. So we'll go straight to an event using some at least semi-professional software, and we're going to go to the really, really good GT in the USA, where 32 players attended the excellent wargaming store Tabletop and Towers, I think it's called. It's really cool. It's located in Westminster, MD. You Americans, you know what that means. It's Maryland, obviously. And then the 32 players, and was organized by Tables and Towers, Ted Adams. And our only 5-0 was Nate Trentinelli of the Tough Crowd, wonderful person, and probably one of the most successful Nighthawk players in the world. If Nate is running it, you can't run it, because he just runs it different. He's run lists that no one else has ran, and he's done incredibly well with them. He's just an excellent all-round player. He's running Guardian Souls in the Emerald Host sub-faction, a Krulgas Crusader, Lady Linda, Spirit Torment, 6 Spirit Hosts, 3x5 Hex Wraiths, a Black Coach, the Purple Sun, the Craven Throne Guard, and then 5 Banshees, all in a double battle regiment. Don't forget. I will say the one thing, I can often read a list quite well, and obviously Nighthaunt haven't been doing particularly well, but Nate Trentinelli plays in a way that almost no one else plays with this particular faction, and has put results in that no one else ever has. So this is genuinely down to the player more than it is down to the list. In the 4-1, his brother, Anthony Trentinelli, the ability to fight many possums is in his back pocket, was running Sons of Behemoth, was able to go 4-1. Matthew Orbinger with Saves the Darkness on the 4-1, and then Jacob Brandon, easily one of the most eclectic list writers in the world, along with people like Phil, running Cruel Boys, Grinning Blades, and was able to hit up a 4-1. Congratulations to all 4 of those players and everyone at the event. Our next event again takes us to France and again takes us to Tawny Keeper, where it's fine. We found out that you can click some lists, but you can't click most of the lists. And therefore, we don't know what list G1100. They also use fake gamer names as well, which is honestly terrible. I mean that completely respectfully, but it means I can't really ever know who the person is. So G1100 got 5 wins with his Sons of Behemoth. Congratulations to you. Our next event is the Dcast event being held at Hobby Nights, your family game store in West Bend, Wisconsin. It's actually a pretty great strip mall if you ever get a chance to get there. Anyway, it was organised by Sean Rochler, and the event was won by our good friend Carlos Munoz with his Munoz with his Ogre Moortribes Boulderhead list. And in that list, you'll be surprised, was a Huskarden Thundertusk, a Huskarden Stonehorn, so no Frostlord, and then 3 Stonehorn Beast Riders and 1 Thundertusk Beast Rider as well. If this late into Age of Sigmar 3 you need me to explain how it works, then all cow on all objective. That's how it works. All cow, all objective. In the 4-1 category, Andrew Kirkstra with their Beasts of Chaos, all heard. I've heard only the Brave run Beasts of Chaos at the moment, so congratulations. Xander Bennett with the Gloomspike Gits, Alex Binns with their Flesh Eater Courts, Matthew Nelson with their Sons of Behemoth as well. Sons of Behemoth featuring incredibly heavily at the moment. And then Mitchell Raidman with their Stormcast Eternals. Congratulations to all of you. Looking forward to see what you can pull out during Age of Sigmar 4. We have another event from France. Sadly, we don't know where it was held. The Super AOS Golden. This was on a different website, although equally as terrible looking, called Mini Headquarters. And it seems, from our ability to read this, is that Gloin has won the event with his Sylvaneth, with a very good T-Whip, which is pretty good. Aethwark with their Karajan Overlords getting a 4-1, and Les Crow with their Seraphon getting a 4-1. Gloin's list was a Seraphon list, but hilariously on this website is called The Results of Gloin. She just had me laughing a lot a moment ago. It's a Sylvaneth army in the Heartwood sub-faction with Belthanos, Warsong Revenant, and then 10 Dryads, 5 Tree Revenants, 6 Connor Hunters with Scythes, 10 Dryads, 6 Revenant Seekers, and then the Spite Swarm Hive as well. The little unique part about this is the Revenant Seekers. I haven't really seen them much during any of Age of Sigmar 3. When Sylvaneth first came out, they got experimented with a lot, but I honestly have not seen them on the table much, which is quite interesting. They also never got points hikes, they never got points reductions. They just kind of sat as just the not good choice versus everything else. So seeing them do well is actually quite exciting. Our next event takes us to China. I tried really hard in there not to say it that particular way. China, which is cool. We can't Google Maps where the event is, obviously, because China is a police state. So you have it here. It's being held in the Changcheng district in Foshan, I think is where it's being held, which, if we scroll out for a moment, is, I think, yeah, in the south, kind of just the direct south of China. It's near the coast. It's quite close to the coast. It's near Hong Kong and Macau, I think, which is cool. Anyway, the actual event was organized by Yan Hu Pang. Congratulations to you. It's called the Moan Spring Championships 2024. They had 18 players playing. And it's fun to see some of our family, the wide range of Sigmar community playing over there. The winner was King Brod. That's their name. So we don't know what their first name is, unfortunately. And they were running King Brod Stomp. They weren't running King Brod Stomp, they were running the Smasher tribe with a Beast Smasher, a Gatebreaker, a Kraken Eater, a Man Crusher Gargan, and then a Man Crusher Mob. So oddly not the King Brod Stomp, even though the player is called King Brod. Anyway, Lionheart, which is also someone's name, with their Big War went 4-1, and Samuel Lau with their Flesh Eater Courts also went 4-1 as well. Shout out to our community over in China. Our next event takes us to China again for Gers Dusk. This time we're near Shanghai in the kind of north of China, where we had 16 players battling it out. Matt Thomas in first place with a 4-1 with Gloomspike Gits. Now, normally you would be thinking, sure, we're going to see a lot of Boingrot Bounders, a lot of Squig Herd, something like that. You would be amazed because he is running a Gloomspike Gits list in the sub-faction Grimscuttle, and the list name is The Last Ride of Arachnos. He has a Webspinner Shaman called Doc Snuffboz. He has a Fungoid Cave Shaman called Dagwonk Deathcap Sniffer. He also has a Scuttleboss and Gigantic Spider called Boss Snotzog. He also has Arachnos, which is Kragnos, a Scuttlerot, who's really Scragrot, and then 4 units of Spider Riders and a Skitterstrander Ragnarok. Skulltide and Umbral Spellpool. And longtime fans of the show will know that my good friend Toby, and also a little bit of a legend in the Age of Sigmar UK scene, who's been consistently running spiders, and in fact ran spiders just this weekend in his last ride of his spiders at the Welsh Open. Similarly, a similar list was also being run in China at the same time. And what is the possibility that two lunatics are running? Is Toby in China? Is Toby Chinese? What is happening? No, what is he astral projecting? This is some crazy stuff. Is he in a 2-person WhatsApp group about Spider Fang goblins? No one knows. Nobody knows. Anyway, so that's the 4-1. Then Gary Chen with Jaws of Mork, a more traditional Orcs and Goblins, a Gloomspite Gits list, went 4-1. Cities of Sigmar by Jing Wao Hu with Hallow Heart went 4-1 as well. And then Flesh Eater Court, Morgan Grand Court by Huang Joy also went 4-1 as well. Pretty exciting to see 2 different events happening in China, which is really cool. Our next event takes us to Finland for the Dore Crusade Lahti Age of Sigmar GT 2024. So, a lot of words. It was being held here at the Lahti Pajat Harm in Uppsala, Kolkata, which looks like just a really nice gaming venue. It's not a gaming venue, but it looks like a nice kind of like working men's kind of country retreat, is what I'm going to say. Anyway, we had at this event, which is cool, 12 players, battling it out to be the best player of Finland, and that title was taken by our friend Jan Tihonen with a 4 and a draw with their Sons of Behemoth King Brod Stomp list. With a War Stomper, a Gatebreaker, King Brod, 4 Man Crusher Gargants. However, the other 4 and a draw had Daughters of Cain with Xanthe Kai, Marathi Cain, Bloodrat Medusa, then 2 lots of 10 Blood Sisters and a unit of Bloodstalkers. And then 2 units of Canary Heartrenders. And that's right. Everyone would have thought Marathi and the Bow Snakes had retired, but they're coming out of retirement. So congratulations to both of those 2 players and everyone in Finland. We had a great time. Our next event, massive, 64 players, being held in Wales at the incredible Firestorm Games. If you've never been, it's super worth the trip, being in Cardiff, organised by the wonderful Owen Jackson, Dan and Mo, all ran the event as well. So congratulations to all of those. And now we have 2 5-0s because the event was so massive. We have Phil Sprignall with his Fire Slayers, and you are not going to believe it. He's got 2 Auric Runefathers, a Battlesmith, 2 Auric Flamekeepers. Then he's got the Rune Smiter on Magmadroth. And then he has, and this is unique to him, don't forget, this is his 2nd win with this list. Oh, no, actually, I don't know if he's ever won with the list, but he's got best overall twice. With 2 units of 27 Flamekeepers, 1 unit of 27 Vulcan Flameseekers, which are the Warcry Warband, and a unit of 18 Vulcan Flameseekers, and then an Auric Rune Sun on Magmadroth, right? Which is pretty good. And then he also has the Firewall and a Molten Infernoth. This is unique to Phil. It's incredibly fun. He considers himself to be something of a Droth Wrangler, which is good. He's also just a wonderful person. So congratulations to Phil. Mike Pooley, also great lad, with his Magickin of Nurgle Befouling Host, with Blobe Rotspawn, Great Unclean One, Morbid X Twiceborn, the Glotkin, Plague Bearers, and a Feculent Nullmore in the list as well. So Glotkin doing what Glotkin often does. Shout out to all the 4-1s. Aaron Boyan, great human being with Ogre Tribes. Greg Shelton with Soulblight Gravelords, just great. Hazel Moon, Ogre Tribes, bin. Hazel's performance, not her as a person. She's great. Alex Tubbs, Sylvaneth. Christoph with his Blades of Corn, great person. Paul Given, Daughters of Cain. Natty Rees, absolutely stunning human being. Beat 4 people. Hasn't beaten me. Mike Chatterton, 4-1 with Heathen Knights of Sinesh. Natty's only 13 as well, I should point out. Michael Lois with Beast of Chaos, doing the brave thing. We absolutely love that. Just absolutely fantastic. And shout out to Rowan as well, apparently, for just getting run over by everything. And I'm also going to shout out Wooden Spoon and friend of the show right down here, John Thompson, with his Skywing, his Stormcast Eternal Skywing, which is great. So loads of love to everyone at that event. That community of people, just great. So I'm not surprised. And you should probably try and get to the AOS Welsh Open next year if it keeps going, because I'm sure it'll be full of babes next year as well. Our next event takes us to Spain, where we have the GT Golden Elite Awards with 24 players battling it out in Sevilla, in Spain, is where it was. The event was organized and run by Gregorio Rodriguez Sanchez, and it's called the Golden Elite Awards. I just want to shout out the event for having just fantastic art for their event. I think that's very cool. Anyway, our first place was Jota DJ with their Stormcast Eternals, Astral Templars, and our only 5-0. It's a pretty cool list. It's the Scions of the Storm with the Ionis Cryptborn, 5 Knight Judicators with Gryph-hounds, one that's obviously a general, and then a unit of Vanguard Hunters, or 2 units of Vanguard Hunters, a unit of Vigilers, the Everblaze Comet, and then the Vanguard Raptors with long strike crossbows, and obviously the Holy Command to shoot twice. So just an incredible amount of shooting, and then Ionis Cryptborn is probably the only thing that can go out and fight and take objectives, which is pretty wild. So very interesting list, and incredible it did so well. In the 4-1 category, we've got Yave Fernandez with their Skaven, go 4-1. Alejandro Vargas Fernandez with their Hostess and Ash Pretenders host. Andreas Trujillo with their Sylvaneth Oakenbrow, that's super based. All going 4-1 and having a great time. And according to everyone in my chat, Sevilla is an incredibly beautiful city. So I guess if you can also play Age of Sigmar there at the same time, feels like a no-brainer. Our next event takes us to not quite the Midwest of the USA, takes us to Florida for the Warpfire Sigmar Summit GT, being held, it seems like, at the Miller Bearings and Motion Systems head office, which is pretty fun. There were 24 players playing at this event, and it was organized by Jordan Rainey. Shout out to Jordan. In the only 5-0, we have Jordan Duncan from Season War. Make great YouTube bat reps. Go check him out. And then he was on Sylvaneth Heartwood with Drycha Hammerdreth, Belthanos, Spirit of Durthu, a Warsong Revenant, and then 2 lots of 10 Dryads, a unit of Tree Revenants, and 2 units of 10 Namati Reavers. Very fun, and I'm sure I'll be talking about it on this channel, so go check it out. In the 4-1s, we've got Vinny Verga with Beast of Chaos, Chris Kennedy with Gloomspite Gitz, Ben Salamation with Nighthaunt, and then and those are all of our 4-1s. Congratulations to all of the Warpfire team. The next event, we are going to England, sunny England, for the Warhammer AOS GT3, being held in some porta cabins, I'm pretty certain, on this industrial estate, but apparently it's super lovely inside. They had 24 players playing, and the event was organised by Baz Norman Jr. and Peter Holland, and the event was won by Baz Norman Jr. Go Baz, winning your own event. He was running Karajan Overlords, Barak Zon, and he had Arcanaut Admiral, he had a Navigator, an Endrin Master with Endrin Harness, 2 units of 3 Endrin Riggers, 2 units of 3 Endrin Riggers and 1 unit of 6 Endrin Riggers, 2 Arcanaut Frigates, and, let's go, Gotrek Gunrinson, which is pretty cool as well. So very fun, and having something to take an objective is very cool. In the 4-1 category, we've got Sam Barker with Beast of Chaos, Rob Morris with his Hostess and Ash, all going 4-1. Congratulations, especially to Rob. This is his second 4-1 with Slanesh as well in recent times. He's super keen for them to do really well, so that's really excellent. Our last event takes us to Sweden with 14 players battling it out to be the champs of Sweden that week. And in first place, with 5-0, is Eric Hilborn with their Blades of Khorne. Their sub-faction is Bloodlords, and they have a Bloodthirst of Unfettered Fury with the exact loadout you expect. A Bloodmaster, a Herald of Khorne on Bloodthrone, a Slaughter Priest, 20 Bloodletters, 2 units of Fleshhounds, 2 units of Untamed Beasts, and a unit of the Unmade as well. In the 4-1 category, we've got Ulf Erling on the 4 and a 1 loss with Maggotkin of Nurgle. And that is everything from this week. Everything from this week. And sure, I've been just blasting through those lists and not going through them in any particular detail. But as we get closer and closer to Age of Sigmar 4, the only real thing for Age of Sigmar 3 players to look forward to is the Age of Sigmar World Team Championships, which we will be live streaming from Amsterdam, which is a ton of players from around the world battling it out to see who can be the current world champion for Age of Sigmar 3. However, that will be during the pre-order window, or at least order window for Age of Sigmar 4. And I am hosting here at the TSN Arena a load of Age of Sigmar 4 boot camp. So if you do want to come, if you are in England and you want to come and play some games, then come check them out, play some events, and we will start looking at what the Age of Sigmar 4 meta is going to look out when that happens. But we will keep doing the Age of Sigmar Stat Center, but just in a more reduced capacity leading up to the end of Age of Sigmar 3. Hope you liked the video. Thank you again to Warhammer Rob for helping me support, do all of it. It's been great. And yeah, hope you liked the video. Leave some comments, like and subscribe. Thanks very much.